This is the Traveling Roadshow, Rick and Roll Stroll with Madeline Marak, the Executive Director of the North Central Louisiana Arts Council. I never thought we'd find ourselves together in an alley, but we are privileged today as the Outside Show continues, as we have one of the creators and artists here in an alleyway to be named later, Khalilah Al-Amin. Good morning and good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, morning.
Well, tell us, where are we first, Madeline? And how did we get here?
We're behind Fine Line, kind of also cat a corner to Ruston Artisan. So it's a wayfinding. You're privileged when you find something off the beaten path. You have to search for it.
Sure enough, and this is a hidden jewel, and this is stop number 10 on the Outside Show that's going to be up until May 31st. Madeline and I have been walking around town, and the weather is cooperating perfectly for us. This is a great place to be. And it just so happens, and I call it synchro-mysticism or synchronicity, but one of the artists, the corroborators of this piece in Khalilah Al-Amin. Khalilah, tell us more about the piece and how this came to be.
Yeah, of course. So kind of like I was telling you before we started recording, I applied for this specific location because it's right behind where I work, Fine Line.
Fine Line Productions.
And so it would be really easy for me to kind of come in and out in the mornings and the evenings to work on it. And I've never painted a mural before. This is actually my very first one, and so I was really excited to kind of get my hands on this kind of medium and material. As far as the artwork itself, I've kind of been dealing with this style for about a few months now. My inspiration being an artist from Brisbane, Australia. She works in very abstract mountainscapes and also really like big blocks of color. And so I wanted to continue in that style and that exploration. And specifically here in Ruston, the reason why I thought that this would be interesting is because I think so many of the people that I've met here are very drawn to the mountains, whether that be in Tennessee or Arkansas or Colorado, or like myself in Mexico, you know, in different places. I wanted to provide a place to have access to those places right here in Ruston. So it doesn't have to be like an exact replica or look realistic for people to be able to look at it and say, actually, this reminds me of some place that I've been before.
It does remind me of some place
exactly.
in Guatemala. My friend Bruce Gay is at Shell right now.
Exactly. So that's perfect because I mean, that was the goal. Even when I was out here with a few friends of mine who were helping, they were like, this reminds me of when we were in Mexico. And so that's such a good feeling because that's the goal.
Well, Ashley, I'm sorry. Madeline had said that the corroboration or collaboration between you and Ashley Greer. Did you come across that first? Did two people stake claim to this, or how did that cooperation happen?
Yeah. Both artists had a really great proposal, and I just thought, let's try this out, see if both were willing to collaborate. You know, it's always, especially doing something like this, it's like, you have to introduce two people and see if they, jive, if they have good energy and whatnot. So definitely it was let's see what happens.
Well, and Khalilah, tell us, when did you got that call? Did you know Ashley, and then you said, you know what, I had an idea, but yeah, let's share the vision. And how'd that go?
So I applied for the space and told me that Ashley had already kind of had it, and so she was like, were you interested in a collaboration? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so she sent me her number and her idea. And so in the first early developments of us working together, I just tried to kind of go off of what she was planning, because I was like, I'm the new person here. I don't want to come in, change everything. But she seemed really interested in what I was wanting to do, which was this landscape idea, because we had agreed about the vision as far as like bringing kind of some of those pieces into Ruston and giving people a way to explore outside of what maybe they're used to. And so the way that we collaborated was I would do this landscape piece, and then she would come in and do magnolias in the background, kind of tying those two things together. But it was very seamless. I mean, and again, she gave me a lot of pointers about painting murals because she's really experienced in that area.
She, for those who are watching, the Ruston Strong mural is a creation of Ashley. Then this is your very first mural?
Yeah. So awesome, she taught me how to map things out and the kind of materials that we were going to need for it, everything like that. So it was a big help.
Is this permanent now? I mean, this isn't going to wash off. So this is...
No, I mean, we used outside paint.
Cool. So Ruston has another mural. that people have to hunt and seek, seek and you shall find, right? I mean.
Yeah, and it's still evolving.
Yes.
Ashley is going to do her contribution, and so it's
Cool.
still kind of ongoing, which we talked about, in a previous Rick Roll, that we hope this project does continue and span out to the public and kind of. Do you have? Did this project give you a spark for like another project or?
I would
like
definitely
never
like
again?
to. No. I actually really loved it. So I'm not used to working this large. Normally I'm working like 5x7, 8x10 is like the largest, and I usually work digitally. But for this, I mean, just like seeing the actual paint on the actual surface and seeing it on the wall, it made me really excited to be able to paint somewhere else and some other location. Would be really
Well,
exciting.
we definitely need to have an after party for when this is. I mean, we're in an alley. I'm trying to describe this. Okay, that's Fine Line right there. I want to thank Henry McCoy. To my left is Blue Sky Yoga, Camptori Catering. On the right, Studio 203. This is the door for Ruston Artisans, am I right?
Yeah.
So that's the alley where we find ourselves in. And folks, you got to be intentional yourself as you get out and about and enjoy the outside show presented by the North Central Louisiana Arts Council. And we want to thank Century Next Bank. I mean, unique I'm digging this, Madeline. And the beauty of this too is we had set a time to do this at 10 o'clock today. Everybody woke up and it was pouring rain, but look at, I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess when you're working and living some kind of right way, you get favor, and we got it here. This is awesome. I just love it. Any other closing thoughts, words, or?
Anything you didn't expect that happened?
Definitely the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even right now, they're like
yeah, they're
so
chewing
many.
us up. Yeah. Wear bug spray.
Yeah. This is good.
But the other thing I would say is just like how satisfying it felt to be doing it.
Do you have a website, Facebook page where folks can go to find your work?
I do. You can go to KhalilahMaryam.com. Maryam is Maryam. And I also have an Instagram page with the same handle, KhalilahMaryam_.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your work,
Thank
and thanks
you
for
so
being
much.
here. And Madeline, thank you for being smack dab in the middle of facilitating all this stuff. This is very unique. Thank you so much.
Yeah.